And undercover racism. Now, the brothers told me I got one thing I can pick to speak on of my choice. So, I decided I'm going to speak on a very important discussion for right now. 2016, the new president is supposed to be elected. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into this because I can go on this all day. But I need people to realize and understand and overstand. Whoever you vote for, it will not matter. Let me repeat that. Whoever you vote for, it will not matter. Why? Because it's like trying to decapitate a two-headed snake. They got the same body, just two different heads. It's no difference in the dynamic. So when you understand that the whole judicial system and everything above that is based off finances and economics, you'll understand that these same two people that y'all placing against each other are laying in the same bed together. And if you don't believe it, it's so simple. You can Google pictures of these two people together, laughing, smiling, and joking. Why do I say it's not going to matter? Because let me just put you on game, and this is simple shit. Now, the big bad wolf, Trump. Black people hate him. Some white people even hate him. That's neither here nor there. The brother has never been a politician. Ever. In fact, he has record of never even being a good businessman. This is all fact. You can do the research. So when you place an act or a charade like Trump in office, and you don't believe that this was, I'm sorry, family, but you really don't believe that this was already predestined, you have to be an idiot. And I say that because if you look at the dynamic of how this whole thing came about. Now, this is even more foolish than Arnold Schwarzenegger being the governor of California. This is ridiculous. You have the biggest buffoon since George Bush running for office. The man don't got a lick of knowledge, don't got a lick of political science or anything of that nature, and you want the people to believe that this guy is a legitimate candidate. Like I said, the brother has no background in politics, and you believe he's equipped enough to run your government. Now, he's in office for quite a few things. Now, the first and most vital thing I want to tell y'all that he's in office for is to make Hillary Clinton look good. He wants to make good old Hillary look real good. You know what I'm saying? And I think it might have worked for the first portion, of the election. It's nearing the end, and I'm starting to feel like people are catching on to the madness. Now, that's one segment that he's there for. The other segment is to invoke that resurgence of racism. When I mean that, I say that because he's there to get the white people that are underlying racists and the white militias and, the Muslim haters and the Mexican haters of white people who feel like they got all the jobs and Muslims are terrorists. And he's there to invoke that spirit again. He's also there to make black brothers and sisters fall into that trap of believing that he's leading this white lynch mob. It's causing the white people to get agitated and say, yeah, send the Mexicans back across the border. Yeah, F Muslims and F ISIS and all these crazy things that he's saying in the media. But it's really there to incite the race war. And if you do the research, this has been set in stone 30 years ago. And it might be more. But based off my research, This was predestined 30 years ago. And if you think it's a game, you don't think it's too vital, you can do simple research. You can go find it on an episode of The Simpsons. The man ran for president on The Simpsons. I know it sounds crazy, but they predicted it before you did. You didn't even see it coming. You might have laughed at the episode. You thought it was a joke. Now you're looking at him with his toupee flapping in the wind, and you looking like, God damn, I didn't think it was serious. Now it's a reality. So he's here not to play the bad guy, because at the end of the day, he's going to go home smiling anyway. But he's here to invoke underlying racism, the resurgence of racism, and also stimulate the ongoing police brutality and a race war that needs to be incited. You know why? I'll get to that later. Now Hillary Clinton. Hillary has been exposed in this election more times than I can count on my damn hands and feet. And people are still voting for her because the big bad wolf is her opposer. So with that being said, she's just sitting back, waiting for the votes to continue to roll in. So when it's all said and done, the Electoral College can go ahead and say, look, this is a wrap. It's been a wrap. You got everybody you need. You get the big states. You get everybody behind you. You go into black neighborhoods and pose for pictures for Instagram. And you get people to really believe, which is, belief is something not based on fact. You get people to go based on faith and think that you're going to be the next great hope after Obama's out of there. But y'all are sadly mistaken. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to go a few ways. You know what I'm saying? It's going to go a few ways. Because Hillary, we all know, there's a rap sheet of about 15 government officials that were going to come out against Hillary Clinton during this election that was murdered before they went to the government officials hired than them to expose Hillary Clinton. They're all dead. I can present you the list if you need me to. There's about 15 of them that were going to literally out her for fraud, embezzlement, treason, etc. They're all dead. Execution style. Nowhere to be found. They even found one of the government officials with a bullet in the head in the middle of the woods. Now, how the hell they got to this dude, I have no clue. But they got to him. Now it's nobody talking. So it's about to get interesting. But, like I said, my take on it is it'll go a few ways. Now, this is what could possibly happen. If the resurgence of rioting and black people taking back a stand and things of that nature ensue, we're going to have a problem. Not to mention, I just heard Obama in a press conference go on record and say, if Trump is elected, he won't leave office. And y'all believe that shit. Y'all think Trump is the reason that this brother won't leave the office. Let me tell you something. This is fact. Go look up the law if you don't believe me. There's only a couple of ways that the president can stay for a third term. I'm going to give y'all the most vital, and you can go look up the other one on your own. Martial law is one of the only two. Matter of fact, I'm going to give y'all the other one. Because if y'all been studying, y'all know North Korea just declared what? On U.S. So that means two of those two options are damn near cleared already. I spoke on FEMA camps in 2010. Now, y'all seeing the pictures of them. Who you think they for? They not for fallen soldiers in battle. They for your black ass. You really think that you really thought they was gonna let the brother be the first one to run Man, get gone. You gotta be insane to believe that shit. So like I said, this is what they want you to fall into a cycle of. Because if you fall victim to this conception that, oh, well, if we just keep fighting police brutality and get out here and riot and fight back and do all these crazy things and loot, that's only declaring martial law for your damn self. You're running yourself into a burning building, and you're not even realizing it. So we have to be strategic in our motion. We have to be very anal and vital on what we do and how we move out here. Because like I said, one of those two things has already been said and done. North Korea just declared war on the U.S. That's one check. Now, two is when they start bringing these tanks up and down Granby Street. That's when it becomes real. Not to mention, I seen the FEMA camps, 18-wheeler FEMA trucks on the interstate on I-64. And y'all really y'all believe in this politics shit. Y'all falling victim to the whole Trump and Hillary Clinton thing. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick to get the white militias and the white resurgence of racism back in line. It's to boost that up. So when the martial law takes place, they're not even going to send in the military firsthand. They're going to send in the white militias on your corners. That's who's going to be first to round you up. And when they don't work, then we're going to bring in the big boys. We're going to bring in the reserves. We're going to bring in the tanks. It's a wrap after that. You're talking about real life gray state shit. It's a wrap after that. It's no getting around that. So when you really sit there and think, okay, I'm going to go out and vote for Hillary. I'm going to go vote for Trump. It's a gimmick that they get you to follow. And I want you to understand this. So when you go to that poll, just know you voting for two of the same people. They might as well be doubles if you really go do the underlying research. Now, if you're going to go vote for somebody, it better be your city council. Or your regular, you know what I'm saying, your city officials. Because at the end of the day, those are the people that can shift things in your community. Now, you going to vote for two of the big bad wolves and thinking that's going to change your dynamic, you a damn fool. And that's just facts. Because we know, based off research, every president is chosen 20 years in advance. That's fact. If you don't believe it, go do the research. It's enough government documentation out here for you to know that. At least 20 years minimum. Because you can go find pictures of Clinton chilling with the Bush family before he was in office. This is all fact. Same way when Bush came in after Clinton. It's no different. And y'all think it's a game. Or it's really gonna mean something to you. No, it's very serious. So when y'all see the little mulatto brother in there for another term and y'all trying to figure out how the hell this happened, just know you heard it here first. I'm giving you the heads up. And I'm not a prophet. I'm not Muhammad. But I can tell you, if it go that way, if you getting statements like that from the current president telling you I'm not going to leave if he's elected, first of all, you can't do that. If the brother gets elected, he gets elected. You can't do nothing about it. But if somebody declares war on your soil or you ensue martial law, you can stay in that shit. And who knows how long it's going to last. Y'all keep going to the movies and watching all these damn movies thinking it's a game. Your ass going to be in the next Hunger Games. You keep thinking it's funny out here. So I'm telling y'all, be prepared. It's about black power and gunpowder. I'm going to keep saying it. Black power and gunpowder. If you ain't got none, go get you some. Straight up. And I'm going to just keep it real. And I'm not promoting the violence. I'm promoting self-stability. You know what I'm saying? And that's the most vital thing we need to aim for. So like I said, really, really get into the research. It's going to be most needed. These time is ticking. You know what I'm saying? It's not looking too promising for you. Especially if you ain't got a game plan together. If you ain't got an organization behind you. If you're not a part of anything, it's not going to be looking good for you. Because at the end of the day, most of us are lost. We don't have any sense of direction on where to go. So when you tie in those things compared to you not even doing the basic research on how your government operates, it's a doomsday waiting to happen. So we got to start honing in on these things, get our mental right, get our spiritual right, get your physical right. Stop eating bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Stop thinking about bullshit. Feed your brain, feed your mind, feed your spirit. So these things won't become as relevant. Because me, honestly, I'm sitting here, I'm so calm telling you all of this because I'm prepared for it. My family's prepared for it. at the end of the day, there's certain measures that have taken place. So now the mental is there, so you know how to operate in these situations. And that's what I encourage all my brothers and sisters out here to do. This is not to scare you. This segment isn't to put fear in your heart. This segment was neither to downplay anybody or discredit anybody, but it was to shed light on the facts and shed light on what we all should be focusing on. Like I said, and that's going back from the violence in our community, which is also stemming from the underlying racism. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to play a big part of how we unite and organize in the time to come. And like I said, a lot of y'all are planning on, branching out, making moves with me and my comrades. We're going to be making moves globally. This is not just a citywide thing. So when y'all sit back and look at this episode and y'all view it, take heed of everything that was said. Take heed of the facts that was presented to you. And do your own research. I'm here to inform. I'm not here to teach. I'm not a teacher. I just give the information that I've studied to go find. So I encourage all of y'all to do the same. And like I said, here shortly, we just gonna get a couple brief takes on what racism is to a lot of our brothers and sisters out here in the community. We just gonna get a quick couple Q&As of a couple brothers out here straight from the communities, and we gonna see what's they take on it, and we'll get right back with y'all. Like I said, I'm the good brother Hatep. Y'all stay tuned, family.